It's time now for the Peter Channel 4 o'clock news, and it's Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, August 23rd, 2016. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Peter Wiggins, and your 4 o'clock news and the top 3 at the 4 o'clock hour is President Obama recorded a birthday message for a member of the family in the flood-damaged Castle Park subdivision of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as documented compassion in politics as Obama heads to floods in Louisiana. The making of a life-saving allergy shot at Brennan as a new postage shop for exorbitant drug price increases as high-profile members of Congress, doctors, and consumers lash out over the huge price increases since 2009. Donald Trump, after weeks of self-inflicted damage, has supported the candidacy in the national polls dipping in the 30s. As think the Clinton-Trump will be a landslide? Hold your horses. The FBI has proven a possible cyber breach as numerous company email accounts belonging to the New York Times reported that law enforcement sources closely in the investigation told Fox News on Tuesday. Samsco, how about an automobile that could keep pace with a $1.4 million Ferrari supercar for about a 1/10 of process? Tesla makes its cars very fast with super ludicrous mode. The National Labor Relations Board ruled Tuesday that the graduate students who work in teaching and research assistants at private universities are school employees clearing the way for them to join or form unions that administrators must recognize. Our carriage fighter from the People's Protection Union rides a pickup truck mounted them at a senior incurred wind battle with the government trickery mobilized against them. Turkey's military bombarded NASA truckers soon in North Syria for the second consecutive day after mortars from Syria struck two Turkish border towns, a senior Turkish official and state media reported. Manila, Philippines. Philippines President Rodrigo Duterte posited to keep no let up in his hardline crackdown on drugs-related criminal despite global concerns on being alarming death toll and possible human rights violations. Moscow. Russian President Vladimir Putin discussed Crimea with leaders like Germany and France on the upcoming G20 summit in China, the Kremlin said on Tuesday. Take her to Iraq. Amnesty International said Iraq troops would only perpetrate the cycle of violence in the country following the hangings of 36 prisoners. Ankara, Turkey. Vice President Joe Biden is in Turkey along with several high-ranking government representatives to discuss the possible extradition of Fethullah Gulen. Tokyo. The skyrocketing popularity game Pokemon Go is giving a new rise of reality in Japan that spiked in automobile-related accidents. A former New Hampshire state trooper who was spotted punching a suspect by TV helicopter may expect to plead guilty to assault Thursday, according to the authorities. Salt Lake City, Utah. Firefighters appear to be getting the upper hand against places wildfires burning in Washington State. Donald Trump's campaign shakeup did more than deliver the jolt to team leadership structure. It also shook up the Republican nominee schedule. Burlington, Vermont. A week before its launch, a liberal advocacy group started by Bernie Sanders' campaign suffers as the next stage of the revolution facing a civil war. Richmond, Virginia. A trial of recent polls in the battleground state of Virginia shows Hillary Clinton sustaining a healthy lead over Donald Trump in the presidential campaign. New home sales surged in July to the highest level in almost 9 years as strong demand and mid-low interest rates and low existing inventory helped boost the housing market. Washington. Budget analysts said Tuesday that the U.S. will run a larger budget deficit this year because of slowdown in corporate profits that will result in lower revenues than previously estimated. It was long ago that Amazon would consider to be the death knell for Best Buy's business. That's no longer the case. Oakwood, Illinois. McDonald's is voluntarily recalling in its fitness truck distributed Happy Meals and Mighty Kids meals because the customer reports of skin problems. Alright, take a look at the stocks now. Close the day up 22.9 at 18,551.51. S&P 500. Close the day up 4.26 at 2,186.90 and Nasdaq up 54.48 points at 5,260.08. A new report detailing the potential dangers that could pose to an unborn child reveals that virus appears to be the most optimal way to transmit it from pregnant woman or the fetus during the first trimester of pregnancy. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has declared 7% medical emergency reported Tuesday about 72% of the patients with this fast-moving and deadly illness has recently been seen by doctors and nurses reported missed. A mass attack with a fluorescent protein has undergone treatment with a new disco to become transparent. For women older than 50 will become confused about conflicting about how frequently they get a mammogram. Some new science is here to guide their decisions. Donald Trump's campaign is paying closer to 5 times as much as ran in the Trump trial than any was earlier, even though his campaign is employing fewer staff. The FBI should take another look at the findings of the investigation of Hillary Clinton's print with email server as Secretary of State, Republican and National Committee Chairman Reince Priebus Senate Tuesday day after revealed to the Bureau. Channel for a dangerous radical con man with the worst spray tan ever. That's how Senator Marco Rubio described Donald Trump when they were both seeking the Republican presidential nomination. Venture capitalists are now the ones making the pitch as both major presidential candidates promote U.S. tax policies and need a special tax treatment for investment managers of Silicon Valley is good and stuff for potential reforms. Alright, take a look at some local news. The unemployment has started to creep down the levels and enjoyed during the booming years in the late 90s and early 2000s. The national jobs rate sits at 4.9%, while things are even better in Massachusetts, 4.1% unemployment. The last time things were good in terms of the percentage of the people in the labor force with jobs were 2001, when the U.S. rate was 4.7%, and 2000 was even better at 4.0%, and in 1999 was 4.2%, according to the Federal Bureau of Labor Statistics. The modern day record in 1953, when employment was unheard of as of 2.5%, an average rate since 1940 when 5.82%. Out of air, the last summer concert of the year at Capron Park scheduled Thursday has been cancelled. A management man charges a friend of the former girlfriend a handgun because she wouldn't get an abortion. Sales of single-family homes in the Edinburgh area declined in July for the first time in 2016, merely cooling off from home sales statewide. A 6-year-old Mansfield man was sentenced to jail on Tuesday after pleading guilty to the Edinburgh District Court to molesting 2 girls over a 7-year period. Springfield, Massachusetts, a 19-year-old woman in charge of stabbing another woman during an altercation at a bus station in Springfield has been released on bail. The Republican reports that prosecutors requested Monday's hearing that Joma Pena will be held without bail for 120 days. Pena is pleaded not guilty of assault with intent to murder and assault and a battery with a dangerous weapon. Pena's attorney, Aaron Boylan, said her son stabbed a 26-year-old victim on August 15 in self-defense. Boylan says Pena was down 911 helpless stranger having a stroke when the victim began arguing with Pena and believed Pena was calling the police. Boston, 2 organizations that attracts the state's real estate market say a fall number of single-family homes and the market is driving down the sales while driving up prices. Peter Childers time is 4:07 on this Tuesday afternoon, going into Tuesday evening, and Sorrow for a spot report. Tonight, the Boston Red Sox will be taking on now. Tampa Bay Rays at 7:10 p.m. at St. Pete at the Trop. Tom Brady spoke to the media today for the first time since injury from on Thursday night and missed the yesterday practice hours, but he was ready to go. Had everything on and started to get something out of my shoe and the scissors slipped. David Price pitches the Red Sox back in the first place. Native by the 3-time Oakland gold medalist Allie Gracemore has an NFL suited Oakland Raiders Saturday. Colton Underwood in a video interview with Yahoo Sports, where has been talking about what she looks like with the guy, what quality is this creature. East River, New Jersey. It began after the first full practice of the summer. New York Giants defensive end Olivia Vernon was out at the back of the Quest Standard Training Center practice field after 20 minutes had gone inside. Peter Childers times L48 on this Tuesday evening, and it's time now for a Travigan Transit Report. Let's start off on the MBTA, where on the subway system it is looking good. On the MBTA subway system, on the commuter rail Fitchburg line, train 413, please board. On the inbound platforms of Concord and West Concord stations, Fitchburg train 413, 2:50 p.m. outbound are expected to be 25-30 minutes late between Waltham stations and Fitchburg due to track work in Waltham. Please board all outbound Whistle Line trains and outbound platforms at Wesley Farms at Freeman Station until 7:30 p.m. Please board inbound Whistle Line trains and outbound platforms at Freeman at Wesley Farms Station until 7:30 p.m. And it's looking good on the other commuter rail lines, and on the ferries they are looking good. Alright, hopping on the highways and byways of New England on this Tuesday, and highways and byways New York City are slow 95 and then southbound side back to 7 all the way to 287 in New Rochelle. 95 on the northbound side it is backed up from Greenwich all the way at the Bridgeport, Merritt Parkway, and the northbound side is typical between Greenwich and Bridgeport. 95 on the northbound side it is typical from West Haven to New Haven. 95 is typical between Guilford and New Haven around 91. 84 eastbound side is backed up for Reed, Torrington all the way at the Bristol. 84 westbound back on the Bristol stretch. 91 on the southbound side back to around 691 in Meriden. Route 90 on the southbound side is backed up in the Route 91 in Middletown. 91 on both ends backed up after A4 Hartford, Connecticut. 91 on both ends also after A4 Hartford, Connecticut. A4 both ends are backed around 91 Hartford, Connecticut. 395 on the southbound side back to the Killiney stretch. 95 on the southbound side back around 395 in New London. 91 on the northbound side back to 57 to 291 in Springfield. Berkshire Ferry westbound side lows around 22 at Austerlitz, New York. At in central Massachusetts, 290 westbound side it is backed up from Shrewsbury all the way out to Route 9 in Worcester. Mass Pike on westbound side back to the Auburn and the Charlton. 146 to both ends, also up to 295 and Lincoln Round. 95 on the southbound side back to the 9 at time Providence. 95 on the northbound side is back up from 37 and work all the way at the downtown Providence. 295 on the northbound side it is back to the Cranston stretch. 95 on the southbound side back from 120 Canton all the way at the route. 295 on the number. 120 on the southbound side back to 135 out in Needham all the way out to Route 24 Raynham. 24 out in Randolph. 120 on the northbound side it is back there from the Braintree split all the way to Route 24 in Randolph. 120 southbound side back to the Waltham Newton. 120 on the northbound side back to 20 Waltham all the way out to Route 1 in PB. Route 1 on the southbound side back to Brand. The Burlington stretch. 7 is Expressway stop and go from Mass Pike and Boston all the way to the Braintree split. 93 both ends downtown Boston backed up. 93 northbound backed up all the way up to Stoneham. Route 1 on the northbound side also a reverse stretch. 44 westbound side it is backed up around the Middlebury stretch. Route 3 southbound side back to the Plymouth stretch. 24 southbound side back to around 495 out in Raynham. Route 120 southbound side back to the Peabody stretch. Route 3 on the northbound side back to the Burlington and Billerica stretches. 495 on the northbound side back to the Westfield and on Tewksbury. 495 on the southbound side back to the Lawrence side of the Westford. 495 on the northbound side back to the Lawrence stretches. Up in Southern New Hampshire, Spalding turnabout on the northbound side back to from Portsmouth on 95 on Route 4 in Durham, New Hampshire. Main turnabout southbound side back up just before the Falmouth Spur. Route 1 and southbound side back to the Brunswick stretch. 91 and the southbound side backed up after the Canadian border up in Vermont, and 89 and southbound side backed up after the Canadian border up in Vermont. Autoroute 59 and southbound side is backed up before the U.S. border up in southern Quebec, and Autoroute 55 southbound side backed up before the U.S. border up in southern Quebec. And the New York State 3 is back to the Rome Utica stretch is in New York State, and A1 and the northbound side are backed up around the Cortland stretch. Peter Chandler's time is 4 on this Tuesday afternoon going into Tuesday evening, and it's time now for a weather report and the latest on Gaston. It is still 13 away in the north, 34.6 for this. Winds 65 miles an hour can expect to become a hurricane later today. And this is number one, and reports from a Air Force Reserve hurricane out of aircraft indicate the tropical wave located a few hundred miles east of the Western says as the long again and fully defined circulation. In addition, satellite imagery indicates that the associated shot and thunderstorm activity remains disorganized. Environmental conditions are only moderately connected to development during the next couple of days, while the system moves west-northwest at 15-20 miles an hour near the Leeward Islands and Greater Antilles. Large-scale conditions could become well connected later this week while the system moves near the southeastern and central Bahamas. The Naval Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft is scheduled to be investigating this disturbance tomorrow. If necessary, interest from the islands of the northeastern Caribbean Sea to the Bahamas should continue to monitor the progress in this system. Gusting winds, heavy winds, and the possible flash floods and mudslides could occur over the portions of the defaced areas. Regardless of the tropical cyclone formation, please consult products issued by your local meteorological office for further details. Formation chance for 4 hours. High medium, 40% formation chance for 5 days. Medium, 60%. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. For tonight, we're going to have some clear skies, about 53 degrees. Southwest about 3 to 7 miles an hour. For Wednesday, south sky about 89 degrees. West about 3 to 8 miles an hour. Wednesday night, well, clear skies about 600 degrees. And south about 3 to 6 miles an hour. For Thursday, Sunday forecast sky about 84, about 69 degrees. Southwest winds about 69 miles an hour. For Friday, I checked the shot sunshine May after 5 p.m. Parts of the forecast sky about 88, about 66 degrees. Just picture 30%. Sunday, most clear skies about 85, about 60 degrees. For Sunday, most of the sun and podcast sky about 82, about 62 degrees. Monday, check the shot sunshine parts sunny skies about 84, low about 64 degrees. Just picture 30%. For Tuesday, parts sunny sky about 82 degrees. Trillion, not near is a beautiful fair skies, and it's 78 degrees with a humidity of 45%. And that is going to be it for the Peter Show 4 o'clock news, and it's Tuesday evening, August 23rd, 2016. I appreciate you. Have a good evening and good positive to all. See you at 11 o'clock for a late hour report. Have a good evening.